No. Tell us secrets, Pat.
What's crack-a-lackin'?
Our interview with Per Arne in Larvik, Norway. And after...
All right, so now we have to talk to the heat of the sun.
Okay,
oh, it's on?
You abuse it, I'm just going to block your name.
Right, yes. Right.
That's
And
all.
I said your name. You always let
Kandi,
me say your name. I'm
I
sorry.
do. No, it's fine.
I just usually don't do that.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Kandi Thompson.
And Garrett Gray. And we got a treat for you on this one, guys.
This is special episode on this one, you guys. So
Bonus
as you can
digs.
see, this is obviously not being aired on our normal day, Friday, which you will still have an episode tomorrow. You're welcome.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's like super hot topics that have to be handled before Friday. And so
Right.
the school board issue, for those of you that have heard about it, if you live in the community, you've heard about it. But we just wanted to bring it to you. We just left the board meeting.
Yep.
Literally, 9:30 at night now. And we
10
are
minutes
bringing
ago.
to you. So we left after almost 3 hours of public comment. They hadn't even started the board meeting
Not
yet.
once.
So we're here to spare you having to watch all of that and give you the highlights, kind of what's happening, where it came from, and possibly where it's going.
And
so
yeah, I mean, dude, the amount of people at a board meeting, that I think this is probably one, if not the most attended board meeting to come in for, I would say, just the public comment section, because it is a very hot topic. So we are going to talk about it tomorrow on our Friday, but for specifically today, to get more into the weeds, there has been a healthcare change to the program for all staff members within ACUSD, which is going to go in a super astronomical price that is almost unlivable if you work as a teacher.
It's unlivable.
Yeah, it is unlivable even with today's standards and everything like that. It was already bad then. I didn't know how rough it was for some teachers. I think I got a really brighter eye to be like, that's crazy because it makes it pretty much unlivable to where you have to.
Yeah.
It's a responsible decision not to stay here. And all I could think about was just pretty much running away, everybody. And then now everything in Amador County just becomes desolate because once you don't have the schools, where's everybody going to go?
Yeah.
This is just going to be a retirement community where old people can just thrive. And we now, as younger people, generations that have moved back here, have to now find something better to do.
So during the time that the previous superintendent was in the
hot seat.
Well, no, she created the hot seat.
Which you'll see that coming up soon.
Yeah. So during that time, she actually changed the health care for the staff to what is it called, Adam?
It was self-care, self-insured. Yeah. It was self-insured district. So the district was going to become self-insured.
Yes.
Which apparently, talking to other insurance agencies, was probably the worst decision ever.
It was a horrible decision, and it was really, really, really bad for the staff. So what happened is a lot of people opted out of that, and so now we come to negotiations for healthcare, for health and benefits for the staff. This is all three unions, and I mean it's all of the staff in the school district. So because of whatever transpired then, now the negotiations are very difficult because to change, apparently what currently is going away. So there's no option to stay. Yeah, that's not an option. So there has to be something else. So when they're at the negotiating table,
which is today.
Yeah, the options are CalPERS, which is like horrific. I mean,
unless you're getting paid more, it might make sense.
Right.
But not with these salaries, man.
So Mr. Goff from Argonaut, his wife put together a whole sheet that you're going to see here so that you can understand the differences. And what he showed, and we'll talk about it again tomorrow, he showed that for the package that the majority of families and teachers, if you have a family, you have to be on this package. It's the gold package or the platinum or whatever.
The platinum, because the gold you can't even be seen here with the gold package.
Okay.
Is what most of the people were saying, which you guys will see in some of the comments that are said. The only real feasible action was to go the platinum package, which happens to be the most expensive one for a family plan specifically. And that's where I think this is really coming into play.
True. And so that package in current, as of right now, is $7,000 a year, which is still astronomical. That's a very large chunk out of your paycheck every single month to pay for your own insurance. So what that's going to look like in January of 2026 is that $7,000 is going to go up to over $24,000. So that $700 a month payment is now going to be $2,000 to $2,200 a month out of the employee's paychecks.
It's insane.
And they just don't have the money to do it.
And Matt also brought up a good point, which you guys will see. We'll pop him in.
And board, my name is Matt Goff, and I, for the past 17 years, I've been an English teacher at Argonaut High School. I'm here to speak on behalf of the families. The chart in front of you was made by my wife because she's been a bulldog about this, but employees with families will be paying 3 to 6 times what they currently pay in annual premiums alone. Without additional financial assistance from the district, families will be paying $24,000 a year on the gold plan, up to $40,000 a year on the platinum plan each year, just for health insurance. And that does not include deductibles and out-of-pocket maximums. We haven't talked about that yet tonight, but so far this year, my wife has met her deductible and has nearly reached her out-of-pocket maximum of over $6,000. We're on the PPO 10 plan. But when we switch to CalPERS in October, our deductible and out-of-pocket max will reset back to zero, meaning we will be responsible for paying thousands of more dollars over the next several months. Then the deductible and out-of-pocket max resets again in January.
Correct. They didn't tell you that.
Premiums are rising each year from 20 to 25 to 26. The PERS Gold Plan rate will increase by 10%. I don't know what the increase will be in 27, but it's going to go up. The financial costs are staggering. Amador County is our home. Yeah, this is tough. It's where we've raised our son. It's a community of people we love. Teaching the students of Argonaut brings me a joy that I never thought would be possible. When I go to school every morning, I don't feel like I'm going to work. And last year, when my family experienced a major health crisis, it was my Mustang family, teachers and staff of Argonaut, who supported us the most. It's impossible to think about leaving, but unless the district significantly increases the health care contributions to its employees, many families, including ours, may have no choice. I ask that the board and the district office work quickly together to offer a viable solution to this crisis. Together, we can avert this impending disaster. Help us, the teachers and staff of our schools, keep doing our jobs here in the community that we love.
Is every time they're changing through September in September or October, and then also into January, is it's restarting the premium and principals again and paying your what is it? You have, your maximum payouts and your co-pays. It all restarts because in that year, right, you have, okay, if you go over this much, then you're good for the rest of the year. But now it's going to be restarting every time they bump those numbers up, which is a whole nother issue because those payments, someone was paying $6,000 for the year to get to their maximum payments, and now it's just going to restart. Well, dude, we're only halfway through the year. It's going to restart within the year, and then it's going to restart again in the January year.
That's right.
Oh my.
So tonight was the school board meeting. Now I want you to know there has been no vote made so far. Right. So I think a lot of people at the school board meeting didn't know that, but it's okay because at the end of the day, the vote does come before the board, but where it starts is in the negotiations. So the union negotiators currently are in the negotiating rooms with the district and their union reps and everyone, right? So they're trying to negotiate. The problem is that based on how many of the participants in Amador County Unified School District have opted out, there's not many insurance carriers that will take us.
Well, I think the biggest problem is, okay, they're going to a vote. I think the biggest issue that was getting brought up a bunch was the fact that you had to sign contracts. You didn't know something was going to change. And then all of a sudden, now you have everybody signing contracts. You got 100% completion. Oh, hey, by the way, we're changing everything. A week after school had started. Then that comes out. And then on top of that, you had, what was the next thing? the contracts, the changing of their policies at that point, and then there was something else I was going to regurgitate, but oh yeah, there's no other options that they're bringing to the table. They're just bringing this.
This is it.
So at the end of the day, they're like, well, we have to fight and we have to show that this can't stand, regardless if it hasn't been voted yet. This is so unbelievable to have someone be pretty much almost at the end of the day rabbit hole and forced into.
Yeah.
I mean, what else do
you
you
have
have?
teachers that were speaking tonight that had been a teacher for 37 years.
Oh my
like
gosh.
you have teachers who
That
have been
girl.
teaching for
Awesome.
20 plus years who are literally like they can't afford this. They're gonna have to go somewhere else. And we know the shortage of teachers. COVID killed it for teachers, right? Like now it's very hard to find good teachers or anybody that wants to be a teacher at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to find, but we have the best teachers. And so our amazing teachers, there were so many of them that stood up tonight. I mean, you know, you have
We
to
had
be
anywhere
good.
from a first, second year teacher to a 37-year teacher.
Yep. And you know you have to be good for Dugan. You know you got to be a good teacher to be up there and say, I'm one of the best teachers in the district.
He brought
the
stats.
Thing is, he is.
Yeah, he brought stats.
I'm one of the best teachers this county has to offer.
One of the best teachers in
Absolutely.
the district. My girls had him. Dude is phenomenal. I mean, he is an absolute. You lose him, you're never replacing Dugan.
It's not just his teaching, right? It's everything else he also brings to the table with that, within either helping his other peer teachers, within helping his other the athletes, being a coach in multiple different sports through the time that he's been a teacher.
Coaching summer school, No, he is. I think he's a good representation of many of the teachers, but this doesn't just affect the teachers. No. This affects all the classified staff. And I mean, let's face it. Teachers have a little bit more to live on than the classified staff do, right?
Absolutely.
So this is going to hit the classified staff.
I am a classified staff.
That's right.
I am a classified staff. Now, again, I'm privileged in the sense that it's not affecting me in any type of way.
Right, because of his VA benefits.
Because my VA benefits, which are amazing, and I don't need medical. I was an opt-out, but then some other people that came up, and that was a combined total years of 96 years.
On just the second day of school, when every employee should be focused on students, the district office called an emergency bargaining meeting with ACTA. They proposed eliminating medical insurance opt-out benefits to fund a portion of increased CalPERS cost for singles and families. Let me be very clear. I fully support the district increasing benefits for employees with families who use CalPERS. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation 2023 Employer Health Benefits Survey, family premiums for employer-sponsored health insurance have risen by approximately 22% over the last 5 years. I'm sure all of you know that, but it's so important. Every percentage ekes away a little bit more of whatever else you think you can spend your money on. This deficit must be addressed now, and frankly, it can. I know it's hard, but you can do it. I have faith in you. But like 1/3 of my peers, I opt out. My wife and I served a combined 69 years in the Army and used other health coverage that's more applicable to our issues. Still, I have co-pays as well as dental and vision expenses. Our opt-out benefit helps to cover those expenses. Under the district's proposal, my benefit would be eliminated to fund what the district should be doing itself, subsidize families, making healthcare more affordable. This proposal makes me feel that 1/3 of our district who currently opt out are worth less than others, hence expendable. This proposal risks pushing out good people. I do not want to lose any single family or opt-out employees. You cannot pit me against another employee. We're united. This proposal aims to pit us against each other. Well, I believe we are now more united than ever. I am asking the board and district to rethink the value of the people that perform the daily business of Amador education. Thank you.
This back real quick. I'm going to do a
Yes.
big
Okay,
montage.
okay.
Okay. So there
You're
was.
right. So you don't have insurance, and there are other
Right.
people that opt out, but it does. So what's happening is they're actually trying. This is what I got from the board meeting too, is that the district is trying to actually pit the
Yes, that's what I was getting
opt-outs
at.
from the
Yes.
people who have it, and like pit them against each other. When really that shouldn't even be a thing.
No.
You should have. For years they've had the option of
Yeah.
opting out. I mean, I remember when I was on the school board, that became an option at that time, and this
Yeah.
was not the situation. So we
But then again, why wouldn't it be appealing to opt out when you're having people sit down with you, go over your plan, you have medical, but hey, if you don't want to have this medical, you're going to get this paycheck anyways.
Right.
You're going to get an extra $10,000
That's
a year.
right, that's
It's
right.
like, well,
Right,
sure.
right.
Why wouldn't I pick
Right,
that?
right.
You know what I'm saying? Which
No, for
they weren't
sure.
telling you for
Yeah.
these new people coming in, because I went from the beginning plan when they first got here, when I first got into the school, which was fine. I opted out, but I had to jump through so many flaming hoops and show documentation and send over stuff from my VA to state that I already had medical.
Yeah.
That was okay through the ACUSD.
You legitimately could opt out.
Then when I went back and we swapped hands to that new program, all they did say was check that box, opt out. There was no form of identification. You did not have to
it
prove
was
you had
so
other insurance.
easy.
It was nothing. So why wouldn't you? And the guy's sitting there all nice, suit and tied, saying, okay, cool. If you don't want any of this, or if you don't want any life insurance policies, go ahead and just click that button, opt out, and you can have a great day. You'll have more money in your bank
That's right.
account.
Actually, one of the speakers
Okay.
said tonight that he told him, "Oh, you have covered California? Great. Check this box, and you're going to get an $800 paycheck more
Yeah.
a month."
And that was Todd
Which
Sweet. So
apparently
2
is
years
illegal.
math teacher. It is illegal.
Yeah.
That guy in the back was the best rooter out there. That guy,
He
he's the
was.
VP to the ACTA board. So
Okay.
he and he's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
He had a great speech. He went up there and talked.
did.
But he was funny. He's right behind me in my ear. I just laughed
That's
every
hilarious.
time he said, "Yeah, oh, you know about that?" Like just the biggest
hilarious.
fan in the back.
So you guys, being on the school board for as many years as I was on it, I want to say the last time that I saw the board meeting this packed
Yeah.
was when we were getting rid of the principal out of Pioneer. And that was,
Really?
I mean, actually the news showed up. We had to bring police in because it was so crazy.
Wow.
So we had to clear the room.
No way.
There was so much disruption, we literally had to clear the room.
Oh
so if
my
there's so
gosh.
much disruption at a board meeting,
Yeah.
and you can't actually conduct the board meeting, because keep in mind, everybody forgets that a board meeting is not a meeting with the public, it's a meeting in front of the public.
Right.
So the board has to still be able to conduct their meeting.
Yeah.
And if based off of all of the, the interruptions and just disrespect,
Yeah.
they cannot,
Yeah.
then you can actually clear the room.
Well,
so
see,
we've had to do
this
it one time.
was actually pretty decent.
It was so
I think it's
respectful.
because they wanted to be able to be there and get their word out and also support their fellow workers and
Yes.
classified. And I love that the students are getting up there.
Yes.
Super shout out to that one kid that got up there. I can't remember his name right now. I know he's at Argonaut High School, but he tried so hard and he was able to get his words down. But it
Was it
was
Blankenheim?
no, Blankenheim was good.
He did good.
It was, man, I know his name. I'm surprised to tip my tongue. I know who you are. When I say you at school, just know I know who you are. I just can't think of your name because it's 10 o'clock at night.
10 o'clock at night.
But he got up there. He was like one of
And
the
we
first
don't have
students to
hearing
go. He was just
insurance.
one of the first kids to go. And
okay.
he just tried so hard, but it was
Yes,
just
it's super awesome.
being there and support. I want
Yeah.
to applaud them to be able to do that.
Yes.
They didn't have to,
That's right.
I know some of the teachers did talk about it a lot today. It was a very hot topic
It
in
was.
the school. I think every teacher
It's
I ran
a real
into
thing.
was like, what is there? And here's
Yeah.
the thing too. It wasn't like when I was running into teachers throughout the day that they were sitting there and just complaining, or what I would like to say bitching, because it's complaining with no find how to
Yeah,
fix,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
They were commonly asking, like, what could we do? Like,
Yeah.
what is an option?
What are we
How
gonna
can we
do?
figure this out, right? Like, do we have to take pay? Like, where is it that we need to ask the district to help? And at this point, me looking at the paperwork and looking at them, kind of understanding my own kind of insurance policy program, right, is they need to come up with more money.
That's right.
That's
and
it.
so while we're sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, I didn't plan on speaking, but I'm thinking,
I did take a picture of you while you were signing your card, and then I was going to do a combat roll when you got up there, but then I got cold feet because I was afraid that someone would be like, you can't be up here, get out. I
you're
rolled up front.
cracking me
But
up. Well, I had to speak because I wanted so what has to happen is the district has to come up with money.
Correct.
So there are no options for the negotiators. There are no other plans. It's not like they're turning down plans. There are no other options for the negotiators. The district has to pony up.
Yeah.
And so what that looks like is they're going to have to make a lot of cuts. There were many, many speakers tonight that talked about a lot of the areas that cuts could be made. There's a lot of positions,
mismanaged money.
Right. Yeah, but mismanaged money doesn't help us either.
No,
like,
but it's just something that it could have been forewarned or like saying, look, I know you have the money out there because we've mismanaged it enough to where if we don't anymore, we could have the funds.
That's right. So my whole point was we were in a situation when I was on the school board, and I mean, I started in August of 2016. Jared got hired, I think, in October of 2016. So he started digging in, just peeling back the onion to actually see what was there instead of just taking people's opinion or, ideas. And oh my gosh, what he uncovered. So he realized we were in a financial crisis. So the school board had to come together. I mean, we had to do special meeting after special meeting. We had to cut so many things. And Jared kept calling right sizing the district because ultimately we had to cut stuff out. And if you were, in moving forward, his whole policy was, if you're going to bring something in, you have to bring something out. It's like a budget. It's just like you do with your household budget. You make so much money. If you're going to bring something in, what are you going to take out in order to afford that, right?
Right.
So that's what they were doing. We were right-sizing the district. And we came up with almost $3 million in 18 months.
I feel like someone just did this recently. Oh, yeah, the United States. Dude, literally, that's literally what we're going through right now, just at a way smaller scale. But it's just that, man. Something has changed, and now we need to find out where we can make money to make Amador itself whole and work again.
Programs are going to have to be cut. There's going to have to be staff that's cut that is not essential staff, right? Like it just has to happen, and it sucks. And the district is going to be unpopular for it. People are going to lose jobs, but at the end of the day, that with the previous administration, I had this in my speech and then I took it out. I just said, there's a lot to cut, but what I said was there's a lot of fat to cut. There's a lot of fat to cut in the district. I mean, somebody spoke tonight and said that the district was fined this last school year $91,000 because they have too many administrators for the amount of staff and students that they have. So the year before they were fined like 40 or 50,000 for the same thing, which means they added. Like if you're getting so anyway, that is so
Dude,
they're just gonna have to come up with money to make they're gonna have to do the offset. So they're gonna have to offer the staff the offset of that. So they're gonna have to give them X amount of dollars toward their health and benefits in order to make up for that payment. That's literally what has to happen. And so I know that the board has the ability to do it. We had to do it. We were going to go into receivership, and this is what they told us. When you're going into receivership, you're basically going bankrupt. The school district is going bankrupt. And if the state comes in because you're not making the decisions that you need to make, they do not care about anyone. Cut. Like literally, it's like families and people are a piece of paper. Cut. And you do not want that to happen. Now, we're not in a position of receivership, but my whole point is, we had to make cuts and we had to make them quick. And it can be done. And Jared led that. So Jared knows how to do this. And I know Jared will do it. He said he's going to make this right. I know he is. I know they value the staff and all of the staff and the students. It's just that it has to be done. So tonight there were some really funny comments.
There was some hilarious comments out there.
It was so good. I mean, lots of standing ovations.
Oh yeah. Well, some people did come up, had some great points. They were supported, it felt really nice. But then there was some comments that you would just hear people start rolling in the back.
I laughed out loud. So Ronnie Gold, we're gonna play this for you right now.
You guys are taking two high schools, basically presenting them as two failing businesses, and you're gonna combine them. People are going to lose their jobs. I know it's been stated that the current consolidation plan would be a cost savings to our district because less facilities to maintain and because less staff that will be lost, not through layoffs and terminations, but they will be lost through attrition. Is this behind me the attrition? Staff seeing themselves out the door. Just because she who must not be named is gone, it does not mean that her effects are still being felt. With that being said, here we are again. A presentation about the new consolidation plan will happen in September, and you guys are going to vote on it in October. And that is even before the district receives the environmental report, which they won't even get until November. Don't you want to see what we spent thousands of dollars on that report before we take a vote for what that report even has to say in it, the sewer, the traffic, etc.? I feel like here we are again, bullet training another consolidation plan through while we're still feeling all the effects from the first ones. I urge you this time around, which I know not everyone was here, we have new members, but I urge you guys to direct the cabinet and the superintendent with a little more aggressiveness. Tori came in and she wrecked shop. In my opinion, she lit a match, threw it over her shoulder, yelled, "Hey, Michelle, get in," drove off in her Tesla, and here we are, on fire. We are on fire.
So that was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. When Ronnie said that Tori literally just blew up the district, she's like, let's just call it what it is. She said was it Ronnie that said the person to remain unnamed?
Yes.
Then she's like, let's just call it what it was. Tori blew up the district, lit the match, got in her car, threw the match back, and said, "Michelle, get in," and took off.
In her Tesla. And this is super funny, too, is the alarm started going off. I know you guys saw the alarm started going off right then, too. So she had 3 minutes. So she just cooked it into high gear.
It was the funniest thing I've ever heard
Ronnie's
in my entire
hilarious,
life.
man.
That's so true, though. That's exactly what happened. It was the whole place was on fire. She said, "Michelle, get in," and they got out. That was hysterical. So anyway, that was really funny. And Ronnie's points were so good. Ronnie doesn't mince words, and she's very good, and she cares so much.
Well, they've
about
been
the
there
district.
forever. Her and Cody get out there very often to just talk about those issues, and it's mostly just consolidation, which she even came. A couple people were going, and then she walked in and was like, "Listen, I come here like every time talk about consolidation.
She always does.
But this just proves a point.
That's right.
Because if that wasn't railroad train speed high card so fast and done so wrong, we would not be sitting where we are today. It's literally shit rolls downhill, and we're catching the bottom end of it right now.
So let me tell you this. So those positions that they hired for, the consolidated principal and the consolidated athletic director, those positions were voted down by the school board.
Really?
They were the positions, the salary schedule, everything. They were voted no at the school board. Tori moved them forward. Next thing you know, they come to the board meeting to get hired. The position wasn't even approved. You can't fly a position that the board did not vote for. Go back and look. They voted no. It was how a board works is it's only the members, it's the majority of members that are at a board meeting.
Right.
There were a couple of members that were missing. And so the majority is 3 out of 5, right? It doesn't matter if you have a 5-person board and 2 people are missing, that means those 3 people have to vote yes or it's voted down.
It's majority rule.
It's not who's present, it's who's, and so on that, 2 people voted yes, 1 voted no. That was how it worked.
So crushed.
It was not moved. It should not have moved forward. It moved forward. It came back again. It came back again after it was when they were making it not consolidated. They were just making it the district position. It was voted. The position was voted down again, and they still filled it. So, in my opinion, all that money should be paid back. Those positions were not approved by the board.
Of course.
I brought it up then. I brought it up again.
But now is that a thing that should be paid back by the person that was given the position on what they were told was happening?
I think it should be Tori that pays it back.
I think so too.
Tori's the one that pushed it forward. Tori knew. Here's what she used to always say at board meetings. All you got to do is count to 3. That's what she used to always say. Because for her, all she needs are 3 votes. She doesn't need 5. She just needs 3.
Right.
Now, that's a really unhealthy way for a superintendent to look. Superintendents want the board to see the value. They'd like to have everybody on board.
No, they're going to line some pockets and grease some palms. And next thing you know, I only got to get 3. And I know these 3 are going to always vote with me.
She said, all you got to do is count to 3.
Insane.
So she used to say that to me all the time.
Dude.
And then she knew in that board meeting, we went to board meetings where there were only 3 people. There were literally only 3 people. And she said, all 3 of you are going to have to vote yes on this or this. She was telling me because I was the board president. So not to everybody else, but she knew. And in that board meeting, Only 2 people voted yes, 1 voted no. They did not pass, and she pushed it forward. So it is, I mean, there's a lot more that goes into it. And nothing's ever going to be done about that. But that's what chaps my hide. Like, make that money be paid back, and that can go toward this, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, it is, so where we stand right now is there were lots of good clips, and
what we'll do after this is we've been playing some. I know you guys have seen Little Sparks, but at the end of our video, we will put all the presentation at the very end. So if you guys wanted to stay on after this, you can watch all of
we'll give you the link. We'll give you the link because you can go on and watch the whole school board
I was going to
meeting.
put it into our...
Yeah. The public comments are the beginning,
right?
And I mean, honestly,
it's 3 hours of public comments.
It was 9:30.
So be ready. Yeah.
And there is a lot, but and normally that's not. I have to give kudos to the school board for that. The way that the board public comments work is, you speak on any one topic for 20 minutes, period. And they allowed everybody with a speaker card to speak as long as you kept it to your 3 minutes. So that was amazing. I've never seen a board do that. And this is, and FYI, this is why they don't do that. Because there was public comment for 3 hours.
3 hours.
So, yeah.
And it was all the same stuff, majority of the same stuff. Some was a little different.
It was really good. I mean, it really was. And it was very heartfelt and a lot of good speakers. And so if you guys get a chance to watch it and you want to, go ahead and do that. But
well, then if that doesn't tell you the board is like with you on this and understand how jacked this is, that to let you sit there for 3 hours and just bleeding heart to them, if that doesn't tell you that they're on your side and they understand, because at the end of the day, they probably weren't signed with all this anyways, but everything was pushed forward.
It's never even been presented to them yet. So never even been presented to them yet. They know what's coming. Dude. They've been told. They understand just like the staff does. They know what's coming, but there have to be other options.
Jacked up so bad. This, I mean, at the end of the day, people have jacked like this before at a way less level and lost jobs.
Yeah. My comment was, I believe in you. I believe that you care enough about the staff and the students that you're going to do what it takes. I believe that they will.
Yeah.
I believe Jared will, and I believe the board will.
You have to, man.
It's not going to be easy.
I mean,
they have to.
It's going to be like more than 70. People were saying like a third, a quarter, a half. No, like a very high majority of people will have to make the responsible decision and will leave. And then if they leave, we'll have long-term subs that if you're even looking for a job, how are you going to hire anybody?
Nobody's going to have their kids go to school here.
Dude.
Everybody will leave. The real estate market will plummet. I mean, it's catastrophic. What it will do to our community is catastrophic. So it is.
Stay tuned.
It is something that's a super hot topic. We will keep bringing it to you as it develops. I believe the next meeting is September 4th.
Okay.
I think that's when the negotiations are supposed to be completed, and that's when the board is supposed to have something to vote on.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep you updated. If you have a comment, let us know. If you want to record yourself and send it to us, let us know. Email us, Real Talk WKG. It's Real Talk with Kandi and Garrett, WKG@gmail.com. And we'd love to hear from you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Provided in this podcast is for general informational purposes only. All opinions expressed are those of the host and guests and do not reflect the official stance of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services or Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Divine Properties or any affiliated entities. This podcast does not constitute legal, financial, or real estate advice, and listeners are encouraged to consult with qualified professionals regarding their specific needs. While we strive to provide accurate information, we make no guarantees regarding the completeness or reliability of any information discussed. We are not responsible for any actions taken by listeners based on the content of this podcast. Additionally, topics covered in the podcast are based on the host's experience and opinions and may not apply to all situations. Listeners are reminded that real estate laws and regulations may vary by location, and information may become outdated over time. By listening to this podcast, you agree to release the host, guests, and any associated entities from any liability related to the topics discussed.